Blah, 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 maple syrup. Ha, 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 ha.
Oh, where do you keep coming up with these?
I don't know. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Monkey Caviar. This is Where's Carl here on the network.
Ed,
well, we had it all worked out. It was all good to go, and now it's a mess.
Yeah,
but that's us. That's what we do.
Everything was working just fine. We knew something had to go wrong.
It was working perfectly. It says camera on, camera off, camera on, camera off. I feel like I'm Wayne Campbell. Camera one, camera two.
Except I'm not Tia Carrera.
Camera one, camera two. Hi, everybody.
There you are.
I'm here. Oh, and let's do that again. Welcome to Where's Carl here on the Monkey Caviar Podcast Network. I'm TinyYourHost. With me, as always, Adam Levy. Adam, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, Mike. How you doing?
Now that I got the opening right.
It's a work in progress.
It is. And everything I do, I've realized I started listening to a few other podcasts, and I don't want to give them any credit, but they're much better than us. It's a smoke show out there, and we are far behind, but we have a good time.
Yes, we do.
And I want to start tonight without getting into the episode. I want to get to the spoiler news.
The crossover event.
Crossover event. How do you feel about Morgan, The Walking Dead?
I'm not quite sure how that works out. You know, the way he started off in the beginning, in the first episode of Walking Dead, makes it seem like he's been in Atlanta for quite some time, and we don't know how much time difference there is between the start of Walking Dead and where Fear the Walking Dead currently is. So if they're saying that he's in Houston at this point, where I think the show's going to kick off next season, you know, how does he get from Houston to Atlanta or to Georgia, you know, for wherever they're starting there?
That's the question. How does he get from Alexandria, where he is, or where he walked away last time we saw him, to Houston? Maybe he's just going to walk the earth like Kane and Kung Fu.
Well, no, this is going backwards in time. This is before the current events of Walking Dead.
I understand that there's a few days difference, and I think it's
no. This is like months or years before episode 1 of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you're talking where Morgan was originally.
Yeah. But I mean, I know we're getting
that episode.
Yeah, I mean, and this is, like I said, we have no idea what the time difference is between the two shows. You know, when Walking Dead first starts, we don't know how long this apocalypse has been going on. Right. For some time, considering, you know, that, you know, major cities have fallen and things like that. So, but
I certainly hope that it's not Morgan pre-Rick Grimes.
I think it is.
Okay, well, we will find out shortly, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
I will anyways. You don't watch Fear the Walking Dead, so.
Yeah, I mean, I know the popular theory and the one that made the most sense was Abraham, because prior to The Walking Dead, he was from Houston. So it made the most sense that he'd show up there, and this would be how maybe he got together with Eugene and Rosita and them, and on the way to DC. But I guess that was too simple. Yeah, that would have made the most sense. That would have been the easiest, but I guess it was too easy.
Yeah, well, I like the character of Morgan.
So I love Morgan. He's a great character.
Happy. I love Lenny James. He does a great job. So I'm pretty excited that character of that level over on the Fear the Walking Dead side.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's going to be Morgan and his wife and son, because if this is before Rick Grimes, they should all be together.
It's gonna be crazy. I gotta figure it. Like I said, once we figure it out, I'll clue you in and let you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how the story is all going to take place. I mean, and from I caught a little bit of the interview on Talking Dead last night because I wanted to see what the spoiler was, and from what it sounds like, Morgan doesn't make it out of season 8.
He's finished shooting. And that includes the second half.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he talked about how he said his goodbyes to the cast and crew, which makes it seem like he's not coming back to the main show.
No, I think he's done with main show, and he's going to be strictly Fear the Walking Dead after this.
Yeah. So
kill him, or if they're just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
Because I don't think anybody on that show really gets a happy ending.
I don't think anybody on this show is ever going to get a happy ending. Anybody?
No.
Like, and then they got married and just walked away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there might be some happy endings, but the kind you pay for.
Well, there could be. So let's get into the nuts and bolts of the King and the Widow and the Rick.
a name we've heard a number of times throughout this season so far.
These three being by these names, it's the King, the Widow, and the Rick.
And Rick doesn't get a cool nickname. Rick just Rick.
Yeah, Riff or something. I mean, he could be like the gunslinger, or something like that. But no, he's just Rick.
He doesn't need anything. He's Rick.
He needs something. This one, I like how this one starts with they're gonna do a little voiceover thing and show that they're passing notes in between classes.
Yeah,
everybody's getting their information out, and everybody's going to plan, and everything's going great. And accidentally brought prisoners back, and oops, we'll have to figure that out. Carol's like, me and Jerry and Ezekiel are the only ones that live, but don't worry, we're working on it. Like, just stick to the fucking plan.
Yeah.
All right, and this reminds me. This reminds me of on Survivor guy named Keith Nail seasons. And in his first season in one of the tribal councils, he famously said to everyone in his alliance, plan.
Yeah.
That's something you don't say in Survivor, that there's a plan. So I've loved that line ever since, and stick to the plan. Kristen and I say it all the time if there's like something we're doing, and then we start veering off, we're like, stick to the fucking plan. And we'll get to everybody's reaction to stick to the plan. Is Keith Nail is listening to him at all?
No. Everyone, even the best laid plans, are only as strong as the people that are enacting these plans. And, we've seen throughout the show that these people aren't very good at sticking to plans. Everyone needs their own validation. They need their own proof. They need to do things their own way. I mean, we've seen that a lot this season so far. I mean, Jesus bringing the prisoners back, that wasn't part of the plan. And that's mucked up a lot of things so far for people. And I think there's going to be more trouble coming from this before it's all resolved.
Oh, yeah, I think there's definitely more trouble coming from what happened with Jesus and all that. But they're not doing it, and it's going to come back. If there was a plan for how to do sculpture in junkyard, Jadis absolutely has the plan.
Yeah, sit butt naked with an apron and make cast iron sculptures out of scrap metal.
Absolutely, exactly how I envision spending my day in the apocalypse. Would be naked in a junkyard making metal sculpture. Absolutely, 100%.
And there's that, and the other guy too. He was naked with an apron on. I guess that's how you'd have fun in the wasteland.
Maybe it's like nap time in kindergarten, but like in the wasteland, the heapsters, as Chris Hardwick calls them, you have to have naked art time.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
silly cult.
Maybe that's what they trade for supplies. Is here, have a sculpture, give us some food.
So, and then the worst part of nude sculpture time is it gets interrupted by a knock at the door.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, nobody wants to get interrupted during naked time.
Nobody. Like, I don't even know what she was building. It might have been a dog sculpture.
It could have been a horse, an alpaca.
The alpaca probably makes the most sense.
Yeah, she looks like she's an alpaca fan.
Post-apocalyptic alpaca art for 1,000 Alex.
The
categories we'll never see on Jeopardy.
That's right.
All right, so when Jesus turns the vegetables into turnips.
Well, I guess he didn't have water to turn into wine.
No, and Maggie got pissed off that he was giving him some old, dirty, rotten turnips.
Yeah, well, I mean, like she made a good point. She's like, "Look, we might have food now, but that might not always be the case. You're gonna give this food to people that we weren't expecting to have to feed because you've grown a conscience and decided to, bring these prisoners back."
Did he grow a conscience, or did it happen when you started calling him Jesus?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't seem to have a problem, messing people up earlier, like when they got attacked. When the first time you saw him, display his kung fu powers when the saviors drove that car into the hilltop, and he was like jumping around, kicking people. He wasn't taking prisoners then.
Go.
Did you lose me?
Yeah, for a good bit there.
Oh, it's it.
All right. Well, you're back.
All right, good.
You were saying that when they rolled the car in, Jesus jumped down and kicked some ass.
Yeah, he wasn't looking at taking prisoners then. I mean, I know they were fighting zombies and stuff, but there was still,
He wasn't killing people. He was just kicking ass. He was like Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
People. Walker, Texas Ranger never killed anybody. He's just subdued them. Showed up with handcuffs.
Yeah, well, there isn't a guy with the handcuffs in this show, so.
There was. His name was Glenn. Negan bashed him on the head with a bat until his head was no longer a head.
Yeah, until it was a pile of meat pudding.
Oh, speaking of that, the comic book Man Walking Dead issue, if you haven't seen that episode, the comic book man, they go, I don't believe anybody's ever dead. They're going to come back. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure Abraham's not coming back.
Yeah, not even the Red Priest can bring Abraham or Glenn back at this point.
But Kevin Smith did make a joke on Talking Dead about Shiva being hidden under a trash can and coming back. Good.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see.
So up at the kingdom, Jerry is doing his duty, standing guard, even though Ezekiel has told him he doesn't need to do this.
And Jerry's got a new axe. Jerry's got a new axe.
I know. I saw it. It was beautiful. I was like, oh
yeah. I was so happy to see them reunited.
Yeah, it was really cool. Jerry had a lot of good little moments in this episode.
Yeah, very
much. So Carol calls and he's banging on the door, tells Ezekiel, we got to go meet Rick. He's not going. I don't know what I want to call this kid. Haley Joel Osment from The Sixth Sense.
How about Jake Lloyd from Star Wars?
Yeah, Jake Lloyd from Star. Danny from The Shining. Hello, Mrs. Torrance. So yeah, Henry is his name. Henry is Benjamin's little brother.
Yeah.
Benjamin was Morgan's little disciple.
Yeah, the one that got shot.
Yeah, he didn't do very well. It was just a horrible disciple. So Henry wants to go with her, and Carol's like, no, leave me alone. Fuck off, bye.
Yeah.
She's not, at first, here.
No, and we've seen that all along. She's never had a great rapport with kids in the show. I mean, at least not since the third or fourth season. In the beginning when she had, she was taking care of, oh God, I can't think of the girl's name that died in the second season. Sophia. Yeah, she was, at that point she was, wasn't the badass person that we know now. She was more maternal, was taking care of a child.
She was beating wife Carol. That was a lifetime ago for Carol.
Yeah. Once Sophia once it was taken, I think that's when we really saw the change in Carol. And ever since then, I don't think she's ever really allowed herself to get close to another child. She's killed a couple of them.
Has she let herself get close to anyone?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, like not not super close, but there are people she's let in. I mean, her and Daryl have a relationship that most people don't have with Daryl. There's the guy in Alexandria that she kind of had a thing with, and then Ezekiel. So she's allowed people to get close, but not.
Okay.
She still keeps them at a distance.
A little bit later about her and Ezekiel's relationship, so let's put that one on the back burner for a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta say this. Carol from year one to Carol now, there is no way that in watching the pilot episode, you would have turned to me and go, "Hey, Mike, guess what? You're going to watch The Talking Dead and you're going to see her bad banger."
Yeah.
No, but I would. I look at Melissa McBride and I was like, yeah, I'd bang.
Yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't say no to that.
And I'm not, I know it's a sexist world and I'm a pig and all that, and you can hashtag me too and all that. Fine. I did it. I said I wanted to bang her. It's not the worst thing I could do. Trust me, I could go much worse. I'm going to leave it at that and just say she's a very attractive lady, and her character wasn't exactly attractive at the beginning of the show.
No.
So kudos. Good job. And Chris Hardwick is correct. She deserves an Emmy. I absolutely 100% agree with that. If any person on this show acting, it's her.
Yeah,
not so.
I'd give Jeffrey Dean Morgan one too.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan just gets to chomp on Negan, though. That's a whole different kind of fun.
Yeah,
Let's get to when Negan has to break down and cry and show me some emotion. Carol doesn't deserve the Emmy. She does.
True.
So Rick shows up with the Black Parade people, and he wants a new deal. And he's like, look, we beat them saviors. Here's pictures. We beat them. We whooped them. We kicked their ass. To turn your back on them and join us to defeat them. And I was like, wait a minute. Said they were defeated. It's the switch.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a fine question, really.
Yeah, and I'm really not sure why Rick decided to go back. These people have already turned on him once. If you get bit by a dog, are you going to go back out and try and pet it again? See if it maybe doesn't bite you this time?
My favorite analogy to tell some of my my girlfriend's friends who have bad taste in men. I always want to keep the guy around even though he's just bad news. And I tell him, I'm like, let me ask you something. If you go to the fridge and you take your milk out and you put your nose to it and, ooh, that milk is horrible. Fridge and see if it'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
The milk's not going to get better. Throw it out and get new milk.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what's going on here. You never should have gone back to these people.
Yeah. I mean, this is
burned them hard.
This is
grazed me. You didn't shoot me. You grazed me. You can say that all it was.
She shot him.
Shot him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the first of a series of bad mistakes or stupid decisions people in this episode have done. This is the first.
Yeah, this is the kickoff of. I think this actually starts to run. Let's take a look. It certainly does.
Yeah.
Of utter stupid, silly mistakes in a war you're winning.
And not even that, but the fact that Rick, the leader of this group, not just one kingdom, but Rick's kind of the leader of all three of these groups right now, decides to walk into an enemy camp with a single gun, which he more or less gives up, when he gets there, and no backup, and says, hey, my people know where I am, and if they don't come back, they're going to come back and destroy you, so maybe say yes to me this time. And they're like, no.
She straight up's like, no, go away. At first, you think he's just being escorted out of the building.
Yeah.
That's where they leave that Rick just got escorted away.
Yeah.
And it's very polite and it's very happy. And it's the first in a series of blunders.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that they were walking him out. I didn't realize what was happening, but
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to it, but
yeah.
So let's move back to the Hilltop, and Gregory is in the Oval Office with Maggie, telling her how hard it is to be empowered, and she says, "You're only in here so I can fucking keep an eye on you, because Charlie, and I'm not gonna let you out there." And he said,
he's like, well, I can help you out. He's like, I'm already in the room. And she's like, yeah.
He says, that's good. You got to keep the wolves away from the sheep. You're a shepherd, and you got to do all this. And the minute he's saying this, I'm like, 100 times somebody on The Walking Dead has made a metaphor and then had those same words down their throat right before their death.
I mean,
at this point in my episode watch, I know there's a special guest on Talking Dead, and Gregory is making an early exit tonight.
Well, there were supposed to be 2 special guests, so it's like, okay, well, who else?
Right. So that was not the case, but we'll get there in a minute.
So I mean, and the fact that Gregory still thinks he's got some kind of authority in the Hilltop. I mean, the balls on that guy, just, after more or less selling them all out, especially trying to sell out Maggie, or like last season, when Simon shows up, to think that, she's just going to like, oh yeah, you're back. Cool. You can help me out running this place. I mean, where the fuck does this guy get off with all this stuff?
Oh, he's a self-preservationist and the biggest denialist I've ever seen. He's Trump.
Yeah.
Everything, whatever's best for me is what's best. But
yeah, exactly.
Then, no, you were fine. I was working with you all along. No, we're not enemies.
Yeah.
That girl's vagina. No.
I didn't eat those pancakes.
Right. I didn't eat her pancakes. No. Come on. He's a weasel. He's a total self-preserving weasel.
Yeah.
His time's up. It's real close to up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, he will do and say whatever he has to keep himself alive as long as possible.
Walking Dead Deadpool. Having Gregory is a safe bet right now.
Yeah.
Gonna go out by the end of this season, if not this mid-season.
Yeah. Yeah, his odds are probably close to like even money right now. You're gonna break even if you put money on him to die.
Within the next 2 episodes. I mean, that's mid-season. So
yeah.
Good luck, Gregory. Good luck. All right, let's a band strike up right now. There would be fanfare, there would be horns. Gentlemen, boys and girls, Joan.
Yeah, I mean, I knew this was coming, so I knew you were going to be excited about this. And yeah, we haven't seen her in what, 4 episodes?
It has been 4, and she was briefly in episode 1.
Yeah, she was in like 1, maybe 2 scenes in that episode.
One scene at the beginning where they said goodbye to everybody that left to go do shit for the whole season.
Yeah.
So she's been sitting there. Granted, she got her ass kicked during that fight. Okay, great.
I mean, she looks pretty healed up after having her ass whooped that bad.
Yeah, but again, they could have done some Scooby stuff over there. Just give me something. A little fun stuff with them would have been nice to break all this up.
Yeah.
Before we start going on these mistakes, Black about this being another slow episode and another filler episode. See it that way. And got it when I looked on the internet this morning. So I posted out to everybody to ask, and of course only Matt Biller responded because he's great. But he saw it kind of the same as I did, that action in this just wasn't great.
Yeah.
There was a nice fight scene with with Michonne later and all that, but these filler episodes, I don't even want to call it filler episodes.
I call them like a pause episode. Yeah, I mean it's not so much filler, but it's, you've kind of got to take a pause from all the nonstop action to kind of let people catch their breath, especially the viewers. I mean, when you've got just gunfight after gunfight, with people getting mowed down with Browning machine guns, RV bombs and stuff, you need to give the people a chance to kind of take a breath and kind of collect themselves to get ready for what's coming on, because that we haven't seen the worst of what's going to happen yet.
Right. Was a little slow at the beginning as far as, action. But there's content all over the place. And what these people are doing is drastic mistakes. And, they're all going to have to account for their mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: as far as the plan goes with what they've been doing against the Saviors, that's all been pretty much going off without a hitch. All the mistakes seem to be happening, on their own end, when they're not fighting, when they're, amongst themselves. That's where these mistakes seem to be happening.
Idle hands of the devil's business.
That's right. And I mean, all the stupid things and the mistakes that happened this episode, they weren't in the middle of these wars. This is all them just like doing their own thing. And, when you start deviating from this plan, for selfish reasons, you're going to make mistakes, and things are going to come back to bite you in the ass. And there's almost some serious, ass biting in this episode
coming out. Right. So Michonne and Rosita get in the car, and they're going to motor out together to see Sanctuary. Great. Cool. Daryl and Tara decide kill Dwight when this is all over. She says, I appreciate everything he's done for us, but it's got to be me. It can be us.
It can be both of us. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because they've both got reason to. I mean, what? Dwight killed the doctor. And Denise. Yeah, and then
Denise.
And then, despite all of what Dwight has done, he was the one that was, responsible for torturing Daryl for that time, and stole his bike, and
Daryl's vest,
and he's wearing Daryl's vest, and he took his crossbow. I mean, Daryl did get his revenge, and Daryl ate some of his peanut butter, and took some of his stuff, but it doesn't replace what Dwight took from Daryl.
Took his vest, man. He took his cool vest, and that does not equate to peanut butter.
No. And Dwight does not pull off the vest quite as well as Daryl did.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't. But who cares?
It's like, who wore it better?
There's another group not sticking to the fucking plan.
Yeah.
And now things are going to go awry.
Yeah, I mean,
almost immediately. Michonne and Rosita are driving down the highway, and Michonne says, she has to go because she hears this siren in her head, and she set this plan in motion, and then she had to sit it out because it was the beating of the week. And then bad. Like, suck it up and stick to the
Yeah. I mean, both the thing with Tara and Daryl and Rosita and Michonne, it's their own personal need. They need to get this done. Plans be damned. But both of these things.
Sorry.
Both of these things are doing.
Okay, we're talking over each other. Hold on. I will stop.
Both of these things they're doing could have serious consequences and could definitely impact this war they're in the middle of. But their own personal need, that's almost this selfish need that they have to take care of these personal vendettas of theirs, is going to get them in trouble. In this kind of situation, you need to kind of put that aside for the greater good. And these four people just can't do that.
All right, I think there's two different things we're dealing with here, though, because Daryl and Tara something for the good of the war effort. Maybe not the smartest, but it's an actual plan. Joan and Rosita are out fucking sightseeing. They're being tourists.
Yeah.
And now that I got no place for.
No.
Daryl going out on his own to he wants to. I understand he's going to try to open up the sanctuary so the walkers can get in. Man, it makes sense. It moves things forward.
Yeah.
To look at it doesn't, and so Rosita and Michonne had no business being out there.
Like I said, it's
out there. It's so they can hear the fat lady, the truck with all the speakers on it.
Yeah.
I mean that's why they're there, really.
Yeah, those girls going out really serves no purpose whatsoever. But were they to get caught, that could definitely muck things up. Whereas, jumping ahead a little bit, Maggie talks about how, these prisoners could be bargaining chips later on. Well, Rosita and Michonne could be huge bargaining chips if they were to be caught by the Saviors.
Enormous bargaining chips.
Yeah. And as far as, blowing open the gates, the doors of Sanctuary to let the walkers in, that is that is definitely going to impact the war. But the whole thing about they're heading out to try and, kill Dwight, that's not going to help because Dwight's been instrumental in the war up to this point. So getting rid of your inside man because you've got a bug up your ass that this guy screwed you over, it doesn't help anybody. That action doesn't help anybody at all.
We got somebody in the chat room asking if they went out to look for Rick in the junkyard. No, that was not the point of their leaving. They specifically went out to deal with Dwight and Sanctuary and Michonne and Tara and fucking sightsee.
Yeah, as far as we know, nobody's on their way to the junkyard. Rick told them that, yeah, my people know where I'm at, and if I don't come back, they're going to come back and destroy you. But we haven't seen any action of anybody mobilizing to get to the junkyard yet.
Actually, we have. We've seen Carol, who said to Ezekiel, "We're supposed to meet Rick. We need to get people ready for this fight."
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't even put that together. Yeah,
Carol does know that he's there. Knows that they would take him hostage, so the cavalry's on the way. If we can get Ezekiel to, man up and be the fucking king again.
Yeah. I don't even put that together that's where Carol was going to meet Rick.
So if that's there, then okay, then they're on the way. Rick's not dying in no junkyard with Jadis, so you can get past that.
And the cavalry so far
cliffhanger ever.
And the cavalry so far was not very impressive.
No. And they're weak. One was going, she said something to the effect of worried about Rick and why he's not back yet. That's not what I got from it at all. I'll look at it again, but I really thought they were just going out to look at Sanctuary.
Maybe, but if I think the timeline at this point from the start of the season till now, it's been like a day and a half. And that was from the time they went out to start the war against Sanctuary. So in a day and a half, they've, put the Sanctuary under siege, taken out outposts, and now Rick is going to meet with the junkyard people. All
right, but Rick says during the whole opening bit with the letters, he said we have to get Sanctuary in 2 days.
Yeah.
Day and a half. That means they have a half day left. Have a plan for this. I'm going to give myself up to the garbage people.
Yeah. The whole 2 days seems a little bit too optimistic.
Yeah, and you're not starving them out in Sanctuary in 2 days.
No.
You can surround them with walkers, but 2 days is I can sit in my house for 2 days.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. So
I don't know if the plan was
the 2 day plan was ambitious.
I guess if you look at it like, okay, they're gonna if they put Sanctuary under siege, and all the workers end up revolting, you might have a numbers advantage with the workers over the actual crew, the core members of Negan's crew, but I don't think Rick and them were accounting for something like that to happen.
Oh, the workers are revolting, all right.
Yeah,
they stink on ice. All right, so let's get away from this for a while and let's talk about Carl and his new buddy.
Yeah.
The cast, he looks like Carl's going to bring home a buddy for dinner.
But not spaghetti, right?
Not Negan's not there to make spaghetti. I don't know what they're going to have. Turnips, apparently.
Well, I think Carl brought him some water and a can of sardines.
Yeah, and that I saw that his place Sadiq was on Talking Dead, said he had to drink like 20 bottles of water. And they did every time the prop person would come up and be like, "Here you go." That's pretty awful and a bladder buster for sure.
I'm kind of glad they came back to this character. The whole that little scene in like the first or second episode where Carl sees him at the gas station and Rick chases him off. You know, if that was in there for no reason, it wouldn't have made any sense. But to set that up as a way to bring this character back around, yeah, I'm glad we finally got some payoff for it. And I'm glad it wasn't like one of those things where we were going to get to the end, like the end of season 8, when they finally like, oh yeah, here's this guy from the first episode.
Well, I think it was a long time to go for Carl to just be like, because what you said about your mom. And I was like, when did he fucking talk to it?
Yeah.
Think back to the guy was talking to the zombie or to the walkers as he was killing them.
Yeah.
And he said something to the effect of, you know, this is for my mother or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Carl knocks down the 3 questions on him, which haven't been asked in a long time.
But they haven't recruited anybody new in a while.
Right. And so he asks him, how many walkers have you killed? And he says 237.
Yeah, I love that. Like Carl's like, you know, he's like, you don't need. He's like, if you don't know exactly, he's like 237. He's like, damn.
Really? Yeah, that's impressive. 1 human, bit.
Yeah.
And didn't die, so he killed him. And okay, that makes sense. So Carl's like, well, that's how you fucking pass the 3 questions. You're the old Alexandria. As he frees the walker, he kills the walkers because it frees their soul, according to his mother.
Yeah.
And you have to honor your parents, right, Carl? Carl's like, well, I'm kind of like the Pops right now, but they have a mother connection. It was almost as Superman versus Batman moment.
Martha.
I was afraid he was going to be like, what's your mom's name? He's going to be like, Lori. Oh, fuck.
That's my mom's name too. Yeah.
But, that didn't happen. They're like feeling each other out in the woods, and that's cool. Not feeling each other out in the woods. That'd have been
a whole different show.
That's way different. And let's belt up in the woods.
Well, let's just buy Enid.
What? Speaking of Enid, did you see Enid running? I didn't know. I didn't know until right there. Henry, the Damien child, whatever we want to call him, he's out trying to take on a couple walkers by himself with this little Morgan stick. And Carol just strolls up and shoots them both in the head. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot?
I thought we were going to see the end of little Henry there. It didn't look like his stick was very effective against those walkers.
No, I didn't think he was gonna die, but it would have been great if Carol would have shot them and then turned around and shot him in the head and was like, "You dumb asshole." Like,
Henry, look at the flowers. And look at the flowers, Henry.
Yeah, look at the flowers. You're done.
That could have been the second special guest on Talking Dead.
And there's Henry on the couch, like, didn't see that coming.
There's stupid mistake number 2 is, you know, little Henry deciding to go off on his own. You know, so he's got his little chest protector and everything, but that ain't gonna do shit against the walkers.
No, but Carol's there to protect him. Says the kid is gonna be the death of the character.
Death of Carol.
Be the death of Carol. Hey, he might. Carol lives. There's no way Carol dies.
Carol's gonna outlive this kid for sure.
Oh, for sure. This kid's a red shirt.
Because I have a feeling that Carol would push this kid in front of a herd of zombies to get away if she had to.
Kid wants his revenge, and Carol understands the need for vengeance. So she's going to tag him along like, you know, she's Mr. Miyagi and he's Danielson. I don't know if I'm ready for Carol to be a mentor yet.
Well, I mean, we saw a little bit of that back in the prison where she was teaching the kids how to use knives and things like that. You know, she kind of had this idea of like, you need to learn how to defend yourself because you're going to have to, you know, take care of things sometimes, you know. Yeah, that's where she was teaching all those kids, like, here's a knife, take a knife and we'll show you how to use it. You know, she's kind of had that mentor role before. You know, then she had to kill 2 of those kids, but, you know, whatever. It wasn't because of anything she did.
I agree. So She hasn't been in that role for a long time.
No,
It certainly didn't look
she's
like she would head back in that direction when she was seeking isolation.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I don't like the kid with her. I think it slows her down. I think it hampers her. I think the kid's death is almost guaranteed, and it will only drive Carol to. It may be the catalyst that wakes up.
maybe,
That's
yeah,
what we need.
because Ezekiel's kind of taken Henry on since Benjamin died. You know, Ezekiel's, you know, kind of made it his mission to look after Henry. And the fact that Henry's got
that. If that's what it takes to get Ezekiel off his ass, that's what it takes. I'm all for, like I said, I'm all for curb stomping a kid. The gang moving.
Oh, back to curb stomping kids.
I don't want to bring up curb stomping kids every week, but it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
I
mean, you know, I understand, like, there are people that are liabilities when you're out in the open like this, and I don't care if this kid has had some training or not. The kid's a liability, and especially with the kind of shit that Carol seems to get into, you know, it's almost certainty that that kid's gonna die.
He's an angry Sam. That's who I think he is. Who is the girl's son in Alexandria?
Yes.
The Rick was hitting on. Yeah, this kid's angry version of Sam. Like, he's a vengeful Sam. At some point, he's gonna scream for his mom, and a walker is gonna get him
after he pees himself.
Yeah. So that's that with them. So we're good with them.
Yeah.
On to Hilltop Schwitz.
Ouch.
So Maggie has started her own concentration camp on the Hilltop. Feel about that, Adam Levy?
Well, part of me is insulted, but part of me is also, you know, just I'm kind of glad they just didn't start mass executions at this point either, because I mean, either way, that could have just gone bad for everybody.
We haven't in the chat room. We haven't talked about that yet, but we will. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great bit. Maggie says, bring them in. The cell you go. Take no bullshit, but we'll feed you and we'll treat you right. But don't fuck with us, or you know you're gonna pay the price.
Yeah.
Gregory opens his big yabber like, hey, wait a minute. I just want to say that this is a bad idea. You're letting the wolves in with the sheep. And farm analogy.
And that's when Maggie pipes up and be like, bitch, I was raised on a farm.
I was on the farm before you were schooling. Absolutely right. There can't be no wolves in the sheep. So in you go, bitch. Like a little baby.
Oh man, I thought he was gonna start blubbering, man. Like he was just
cried bad.
And then they outbundied him.
To the pole, that was nice.
I love that part so much.
It was really good. Jared, the
guy that Morgan wanted to kill,
makes a ditch for a gun.
Maggie was Johnny on the spot there. You know, she knew he was the one that was going to start shit.
That was great. She just totally thumps him in the face. And she's like, you're going to be a problem. And she just knocks his ass out.
Yeah.
And Aaron doesn't seem happy about what's going on with prison camp. He's like, when's, are we going to set up showers? What's the deal?
Yeah. I mean, this is a very divisive issue in Hilltop. You know, I think Jesus is the only one that is, wants the prisoners there, that he doesn't want to kill these people. I think just about everybody else, would be completely fine if they killed every single one of those people in that cage.
I don't know that everybody. It's probably like a split down the middle kind of thing. It's the Civil War thing that we're dealing with this season.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got input from everybody in Hilltop, but I think from the people that we do see, like the major players in Hilltop, I think a good number of them are against keeping prisoners. But
Carol would feel about prisoners.
At this point, I think Carol would probably take him out. Rick would probably take him out.
Daryl
would definitely take him out. There's no question there. Daryl would kill them all.
Yeah, prisoners are a bad idea. Jesus, he kind of went rogue. And, he maybe wanted apostles. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand
not wanting to kill people. I get it. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I get it. I don't want to kill another person not for no good reason, but just because you're on that side of the fence. It's like being a Packers fan. I hate you for being a Packers fan, but I'm not going to kill you for it.
That's a good question. Would Jesus, if thinking the prisoners are in big danger, would he help them escape? I don't know. I mean, that would be a big deal, because in doing that, he might lose his standing in the community. He might be exiled out of Hilltop and the other communities altogether.
Run past him because they know he's not going to fucking shoot us.
Yeah.
Maggie gets stabbed in the belly. Was never born.
Yeah, I mean, if the question is if Jesus did nothing, this is the Spider-Man dilemma. Spider-Man didn't stop the thief from leaving the arena, and he killed Uncle Ben. And that guilt that drove him, is what led him to become Spider-Man. If Jesus was in that situation, would he let these people escape, at the potential cost of other lives of his friends? I don't know. I think he'd probably stop that. What?
And the greatest podcast on earth, we have evolved it down to Jesus versus Spider-Man.
There you go.
That's right. And that's what all great debates should be.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he'd help him escape at this point. I think he might as well just say, I am Negan.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think that Jesus would act in the benefit of his community. But yeah, honestly, I'm not sure at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, if he could...
I voted for curb stomping Gracie, so I'm about killing them all.
Yeah, I mean, if Jesus thought that helping these people escape would put his people at risk, he might think twice about that. But if he could get them out of there without any, harm to his people, he might do that. But at this point, though, I think Jesus is okay with the fact that they're at least keeping him alive for the time being. I think that appeases his idea of keeping these prisoners without, putting anybody at risk. And he's not. I think this might keep him appeased for the time being.
And maybe, they have to trade all these people for Rick.
Maybe. Or somebody else.
Jadis is on Negan's side. It's been destroyed, according to Rick, and there shouldn't be a side to go to. But, yeah, okay.
I love the fact that they still have working...
That whole speech made no sense.
Yeah.
First sentence of "We have destroyed the saviors." Be there then.
Yeah. Well, it was like... I was at the Kings game a couple days ago, and they do this 50-50 raffle every game. And one of the guys selling tickets is like, I just sold the winning ticket. Who wants to buy 50-50 tickets? It's like, dude, that's a horrible sales tactic. If you just sold the winning ticket, who else is going to fucking buy anything?
Here, buy these scratchers. I already scratched them.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, Carl and Sadiq, they get a little band of walkers that are eating a deer. Carl looks pathetic in this whole blundering, like he's better than this.
Yeah. Here's the next mistake in the series of, unfortunate incidences.
They should have called this episode Lemony Snicket.
Lemony Snickets, yeah. A series of unfortunate events, yeah.
Seriously, unfortunately dumb events. So they fumble through it, but they bond over the killing spree, and they of course make it out unscathed.
Well, I mean, and Sadiq looked like he wasn't having any problem. Whereas Carl, gets tripped up, falls on the dead deer. He's fighting off one walker. He gets that one off in time to struggle with the other walker. and then ends up having to pull his gun and shoot the two of them while Sadiq is using a knife, headbangs one dude into a wall, into a tree, and just smashes his head off.
Yeah, that was kill of the week. By far the kill of the week.
Definitely.
But I love that.
Head banging, bark at the moon, man.
Would make Treebeard the Ent puke.
Oh, and we just get geekier and geekier.
You've got red on you.
Carl had a lot of red on him.
All right, so Michonne and Rosita hear the music from the truck with all the speakers on it, and they go off to investigate. Finally, a Scooby-Doo deal for them to do. The whole reason they were out there in the first place, apparently, was so they could find it. The truck is called the Fat Lady.
That makes sense.
Because they drive it around when all is over with, and when you hear the Fat Lady, things are done.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'm okay with it, except I can't figure out why they're about to take it out because walkers away from Sanctuary.
That was my thought. So they're trying to draw the walkers away from Sanctuary. They figured that the noise would pull them away.
So I'm down for this plan. Michonne and Rosita have to stop them. And so there's a nice little action sequence here. We get a nice fight with Rosita or with Michonne and Zia. A nice fight. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah. I mean,
tells Zia, the other savior, tells Leo, you go back and tell the Sanctuary I got this.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, why did Rosita drop her gun when Michonne ended up blowing their cover?
She tossed it under there, right? Not like it fell out of her hand. I mean, it looked like she legitimately was like, "Let me just toss that under here."
Yeah, because we know Rosita knows how to handle herself. I mean, she took a fucking shot at Negan, for God's sakes, with a homemade bullet.
Bullet.
Yeah, so we know she knows how to handle herself. So she drops the gun, and one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie kind of reminded me a little bit of Pulp Fiction, like when she's like scrounging around looking for weapons, and she pulls the glue gun out. It kind of reminded me of the Pulp Fiction where Bruce Willis is looking through the pawn shop, and he's like, like pulling out different weapons, and he finally settles on the katana.
Right, he's got the katana. He's got a baseball bat. He's got a few different. Did he?
Yeah.
Different. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the glue gun was great.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Like, oh, good. It's got a handle. It feels gun-like. Arts and crafts time.
What am I going to do? Macrame him to death?
She might be able to trade Jadis the glue gun for Rick.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Heavy in the arts and crafts.
Well, I don't know that unless they have electricity in the junkyard, that glue gun's going to be kind of useless.
Do you want to use naked glue gunning? Is that really the way you want to go down?
Yeah, that's thanks not to do naked hot glue.
Dirty there. Yeah, that's a bad time.
Yeah.
This whole fight, whatever. Goes running for the truck, and Rosita has found a weapon. And it
not just a weapon. She finds the weapon find of the century.
This is what every Halo kid has been living for his entire life. Face to face, you, a bad guy, and a rocket launcher.
It's like something out of like Rambo 2,
Maybe, what would you say, 15 feet from the guy?
Oh yeah, if that. I mean,
right. So,
she was they were pretty close. Like, I'm surprised she didn't take damage from that shot.
Now, I don't want to cut on the laws of physics.
Yeah, our chat room companion said Rosita should have been blown up with the guy she shot with the RPG.
Correcto mundo. But okay. The effect of the original Death Star blowing up in 1977. Shiva cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just saved a little.
Just
or just show, a big red flash on Rosita's face. We get what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a really bad effect, and every once in a while they do an effect that just looks bad, and that was
Yeah.
It was bad.
But I mean, the balls on Rosita to pull a rocket launcher on a guy and then use it.
All right, absolutely. Full effect of the story and all that. Awesome. Oh my God, I'm dying. Rosita shooting a fucking rocket launcher at people.
The guy's like, you're not going to use that. And like, click.
Yes, she should have been blown to smithereens with him. But whatever. Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Undead walking around. And we're having trouble with the RPG stuff. So let's scale it back to the expectations.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, this is, I think, at least the second time we've seen an RPG in action in the show. We saw one at the end of season 6 when Abe, Daryl, and I forgot who else are coming back after finding that score, and they get stopped by the first time we ever see Negan's crew. And and Daryl blows them all up with a rocket launcher.
He uses a rocket launcher. Daryl's probably a little better, but
I think Daryl took more people out with his.
Good on Rosita for getting a shot off.
Yeah.
The woman that's fighting with Michonne, of course, hops in the truck and is getting away. T-boned by Daryl and Tara in a garbage truck.
Yeah, I thought that was a little too convenient.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know,
what do you want me to say? It was ridiculous.
It was a total Deus Ex Machina move. I mean, boom, okay, she's gonna get away. Out of nowhere comes Daryl and Tara in a truck, just happen to be on that road at the right time when this truck was driving past to T-bone it without even thinking about it.
There's a lot of problems with the writing. I'm not saying there's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend bad storytelling, and that's what that was. That was a bad piece of storytelling right there.
I'd have been okay if Rosita rearmed that rocket launcher and took a shot at the truck.
If maybe
blow up the lake in Alexandria with the rocket launcher.
The lake. Is there a lake in Alexandria?
I don't remember a lake in Alexandria.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so excited that someone's in the chatter.
Yeah.
All right, but what it was. Crime, the saviors didn't get away, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Good triumphs and equals them.
When it was overrun by something, maybe. Launcher more than once.
Yeah, if it does, I honestly don't remember that bit, but who's to say that didn't happen?
I certainly remember the saviors in the road and Rosita, but that's just because it's brand new.
Yeah,
so, we'll see. We'll take your word for it. So now Carol's about to blast the fucking door and to get into Ezekiel. The best bit of comedy in the whole episode is she's very calmly goes, "Hey, oh,
it's unlocked." And Jerry was eating cobbler, wasn't he? Before Carol showed up, wasn't he?
I believe he was eating cobbler. I believe it was cobbler time for Jerry.
Because Jerry loves him some cobbler.
So we have a moment here with Ezekiel and Carol. I don't want to say we've had before, but it feels like we've had it before.
A little bit. Not to this depth.
We're both putting on an act. We're both playing a role. Oh, we're playing a role. We're not really who we are. Only you see me for the real me. We played this out. I'm done with this dialogue.
True, but at that time, Ezekiel wasn't the broken man that he is right now. I think when they first had this conversation, it was just kind of like to help put Carol's mind at ease. Like now he's really like, look, I'm not the king. He's like, before he had no problem playing this part, even though he told her like, look, I'm playing a part. He still wanted to play this part. Now he doesn't want to play that part anymore. Now he's done. He doesn't, King Ezekiel is dead. And he's just, Ezekiel or whatever his name was before he took on this role.
That, and she's there to pump him up and get him back to being what his people need, which is King Ezekiel.
Yeah.
She brings it up that, you're real to me. because I'm buying into all your bullshit.
Yeah.
At the same time, she's telling him, like I am, I'm acting it every day. Fake it till you make it, baby.
Exactly.
And she says, yeah, if you can't be the king, then play the part, because that's what she does every day. And he says, oh, my tiger's gone.
And I got a bunch of people shot with a machine gun.
Yeah, all right. Well, move on. A lot of people get killed. Have a little time on this show.
This is a war, and the fact that he kept going on, like, we're not going to lose one single person, you know, he had to know that was bullshit. He had to know that there were people going to die, and, you know, if he couldn't handle that, then he shouldn't have, you know, been in this position.
I don't think we needed him to be. I don't need him to be this depressed about it.
No, I mean,
you know, some sadness, some mourning. And then, you know, okay, let's step it up and get on with the game.
Does it suck?
Yeah.
Does it suck what happened? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks what happened, but you got to move on.
Yeah. Put on your big boy pants and get back out there and stick to the plan.
Would those be your pee-pee pants or your shitting pants?
Shitting pants.
Shitting pants. All right, good. Shitting pants it is.
Because, you know, you got to be prepared.
In the Hilltop Schwitz, Fred tries to cut his ropes, and the blonde-haired prisoner Dylan. Today, I was tired of having names wrong. Won't let him. You know, you've started enough trouble.
Yeah,
you better stop that, because I've been kissing up to Jesus, and I'm gonna be a main character one day. And I don't think you are, Dylan, but you're trying really hard, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just a self-preservation technique. Like, look, if you fuck this up for all of us, we're all gonna die. Or if it's just like, if he honestly believes, like, hey, you know, I don't have a problem serving whoever is gonna feed me. Because he kind of mentioned that, you know, before. He's like, you know, that's kind of what he said before when they were outside the gate. You know, that he's like, look, he's like, you know, I did this. He's like, I was handy with, you know, I was good with my hands, so, you know, they brought me in, and I built the stuff for him, you know.
Well, I looked him up today, and there's no comic book Dylan.
Well,
yeah. Whatever. He is what he is. I don't know how he's going to work out. I don't know if he's playing him or if he's playing a longer game, but we'll see. He's keeping the prisoners in line over here and everything, and you can just hear the gears in Gregory's head going, yes, I'm gonna get you all killed.
Yeah, because didn't they even mention that, like, Gregory's sucking up to the saviors in the cage right now too?
Oh, look, now we're getting links. They lead the walkers into the lake dump truck. Oh yeah, okay, all right, there it is.
All right.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, it's nice that our chat room is doing some of the research for us for the stuff that we can't remember.
I like it. Yeah, good job, man. Season 6, so 2 seasons ago, I smoke a lot of pot. I can't remember.
Thank you, Mr. Gamer, for.
What's your excuse?
I don't have one. Work stuff infiltrates my head.
Lift that beer back up, sir.
That's right. There you go.
All right. So, upset that his boyfriend's gone. Go back to Alexandria or not, maybe. Decides that the saviors are bargaining chips around. So, he's like, no, then I'm going to go.
Yeah.
He's running out. Well, bouncingly running out. He's like, I want to go, and he's like, grab your shit and get some food, because I don't know when we're going to be back.
Yeah,
new dynamic duo,
Aaron and Enid.
Joe,
Aaron and Enid sounds like a John Cougar Mellencamp song.
How do you feel that Carl's going to deal with this news?
Well, I don't think Carl has to worry too much about Aaron making a move on Enid, but, you know, the fact that she's gonna be gone for a while.
All right, just because a man is gay once doesn't mean he's. Wait, hold on. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to talk about this on the podcast. Eden is perfectly safe with Aaron. That respect. In another respect, Aaron is not the best fighter.
Well, and another question is, why did Aaron give up Gracie? I thought Aaron was going to be taking care of Gracie. Or did Rick just give?
Yeah, he really kind of handed that out to Maggie like it was a football. It was like, I'm done.
Yeah. He's like, my job was to deliver this, so there you go.
He's dead.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry. Aaron is a deadbeat father. I'm sure he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know what that dynamic duo is going to be up to, but it's surely hijinks will ensue.
I'm sure hijinks will ensue for everybody on the show.
Daryl, Tara, Michonne, and Rosita are 4 wide in the cab of the truck. And they're scoping out Sanctuary. Michonne gets a good look. She's satisfied. And satisfied. Daryl's like, fuck it, let's go bust this place open right now. And that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And then to finish it up, good old Bangs Jadis walks by a container or A on it like we haven't seen an A in every single place we've been at to everywhere. The A. Daryl wore the A.
Daryl wore the A, yeah.
When he was in Negan's custody. So something to somebody. One day we'll figure it out, but we find out that, oh, did you notice whose boots she was wearing when she walked up there?
No.
Rick.
Well, I mean, Rick's pretty naked in that box, and the only thing he's missing is an apron and some metal sculptures.
Had to drive. Aaron had second thoughts about being a single father in the zombie apocalypse. It was a long drive. He had time to think. He's like, nope, this is not good for me. I'm going to bail out.
Yeah. I mean, Jadis should have given Rick an apron and some scrap metal and be like, make us a sculpture, bitch.
So he basically did maybe to Maggie.
He did.
See, he didn't curb it like I would have, but he got rid of that thing. It's like, yeah.
No. I got no strings on me, motherfucker.
So, yeah, so Naked Rick is locked in a trailer, and there we go to black.
And I think
I'm supposed
Biller gets hashtag for that one. Biller gets hashtag for that one.
What hashtag?
Rick in a box.
Rick in a box. Yeah. Well, Chris Hardwick did that. Matt hashtag did that.
I think you said he hashtagged that first before Hardwick.
He had a good one up there that I saw, and I can't remember what it was, and I was going to bring it up. Yeah. Either way, yeah, not a great. I have no fear that Rick will ever die. So,
yeah, at least well, the fact that we know he gets to a point where he's an older, gray-haired Rick. We know he's not going to bite it in this shipping container.
Stupid foreshadowing.
Yeah, just like that Morgan's going to make it through Fear the Walking Dead.
Right. So apparently Morgan's going to live through this. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you could put Morgan in like the most ridiculous situation and be like, I know he's going to live. I'm not worried.
See, here we said this was a boring episode. This is the longest episode we've had this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, especially when people are doing stupid shit for an entire episode. It's always the thing. Like, what?
I want to give a prize out for the smartest person in the episode.
Okay.
Any of them, and I'm going to give it to Jerry, freaking Cobbler.
Oh, good old Jerry. I mean, that's the thing. Like, on like any TV show, like 24. I used to watch 24 all the time. And you look at like Kiefer Sutherland and Jack Bauer, like he's always doing like badass shit, but it's always like the non, like the civilians that are like doing the stupidest shit. His daughter always getting in trouble, or like just one of like the non, like the support staff, they're always getting things fucked up. It's like, don't you realize, I mean, come on, you've got to, that stupid person is always going to be in there somewhere. You just get rid of them, cut them loose, man.
It's the Bob Parr, Mr. Incredible. Sometimes, can't the world just stay saved?
Yeah. But I guess if there weren't stupid people, there wouldn't be anything to drive the action sometimes.
That's right. I think that we're going to be up for a very big step up in the action next week for the Sanctuary. And if Daryl and them succeed in breaking all hell loose, it'd be a really fun episode.
I saw a little scene with saw a little scene with Eugene and Nick tattoo. So hopefully get some action there.
Go Eugene. We gotta get Eugene some love. I put him up here over Michonne so that he could look over me, but
looks like he's looking directly at Michonne. Looks like they're looking at each other. Yeah. He's making eyes with your woman, man.
Yeah, well, they can do that. If Eugene scored on film, it'd be better than sticking it in her. All right, so if I had to do a hashtag for this episode, it would be curb stomp baby Grace. No, it wouldn't be that.
Our chat person asked, would the group want Eugene back? That's a good question.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose. Because really, who knows that he was who knows? Rosita knows, right?
Yeah.
This day. Right? Because she was with Sasha when Sasha went down there.
Yeah, but also, like when the Savior showed up at the end of last season and Eugene's like, look, just do what they say. Like, he looked like he was full bore on board with Negan and his crew. I mean, we talked about this before. Eugene could be playing the long game, but I don't know if Eugene, is that smart.
I think Rick takes him back. I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Because Eugene obviously can be very useful. He knows he's smart enough that he could be very useful to the group, which is what Negan saw in him when Negan took him.
It had done the comic book route of Eugene manufacturing bullets, and that's why Negan took him. Then yes, I would say 100% Rick would take him back because the ability to manufacture bullets. I'm going to do that because it was brought up at one point.
Yeah, they did mention that he could manufacture bullets for him.
He did the one bullet that she used to try to take Negan out and Lucille. But yeah, so they may go back to that if they get side. Why not?
Yeah,
I take a shot.
Yeah, I mean
Eugene's not somebody you're scared of.
Eugene's not a threat.
All right, we'll bring Eugene back. We'll just keep a fucking eye on him.
Yeah,
like Carl, keep an eye on him. He's only got one. So.
Nice.
That's
you can have Judith keep an eye on Eugene and probably be okay.
Yeah, pretty much. She's got a can with a string to talk to Maggie, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, this is. Oh, wait, I think. Hold on, more chat room. I have the cure, and with this, I think they will not take him, but just give him a safe house and leave him there. Exile for Eugene. That's death for Eugene.
That is the death sentence. Yeah.
Eugene needs a community, or he's a dead man by himself. I don't think that would last long.
No.
It would have been interesting to see Eugene move to Fear the Walking Dead instead of Morgan. Then you could have done that. You could have sent him into exile and pushed him away. But so yeah, we'll have to see what happens. What they're going to do with it. But yeah, I'm really excited next week because maybe Eugene takes out Dwight. Maybe. Who knows?
I have a feeling if anything, we'll see Eugene and Dwight become allies. in a move of salvation, like self-preservation, desperation and self-preservation.
I mean,
because Negan's already threatened to kill him if he doesn't come up with a solution for getting him out of there.
When Negan's back in the room now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wants to know, what the fuck, and what the fuck. And if Eugene tells him, then Dwight's in a whole lot of shit.
Exactly.
I know Dwight wants to keep Eugene quiet. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you in the chat room. That was great. Loved having you in there. And we'll be back next week with 2 more episodes before we go on a Christmas break. After that, who knows what we're going to do, but we'll do something at the first of the year.
Oh yeah, we'll be back before the season starts up again.
Monday's happening. So until next week, love many, trust few, and do harm to no one.